This is Godliness with Contentment, episode 17. Hey, my name is Keno Hanna, and I'm here to have a conversation about how to win with money from the Bible's perspective. To stay out of any legal trouble, I must say the contents of this podcast are informational in nature. If you need professional advice, please consult your lawyer, financial advisor, or accountant. Our scripture of the day is found in Proverbs 10:4. Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Today we're not going to focus on the lazy hands portion of the passage, for the matter of fact that we're not trying to be lazy. But hopefully the warning is sufficient, right? We will look at the second half that talks about diligent hands bringing wealth. Elsewhere in Proverbs in 14 and 23, it says that hard work brings a profit. So this passage is essentially saying the same thing. But the word we find here is diligent. One who is diligent is characterized by steady, earnest, and energetic effort. One of the hardest parts of this, when I think about being diligent, is the steady part. Steady puts a picture in my mind of someone doing something and distractions are there and people trying to get this person off the path. Right? There's bright lights flashing, neon lights, come here, do this. But they stick to it. So my question today is, how steady are you? When we are steady, one of the ways we know we are steady is because the same thing we do today was what we did yesterday. And sometimes we want to forget our yesterdays because we messed up yesterday. And trust me, I've been there most times, right? Where yesterday was not what I was supposed to do, not where I was supposed to be. We want to look ahead to our future. And I hope that that's what you're doing, right? Especially this new year. This is January 2023. We're looking forward to a bright and prosperous 2023. But when we are steady, it means that we are able to put together a string of wins, right? There's a sequence of steps in the right direction. And so yesterday is important. So this is why we're talking about yesterday today. We need to be able to string together at least 2 moves, 2 steps in the right direction to be steady and therefore to be diligent. So I was listening to a podcast recently and the speaker said something that stuck with me. He remembered a basketball practice when he was in high school, and his coach asked the team, who there was serious about improving their game, their skills, becoming a better player. Everyone raised their hand. And then he said that the coach asked, who stayed back after practice yesterday to put in extra work, shooting, dribbling, etc. There were only 2 of the guys at practice who could raise their hands. Yesterday, they had stayed back and worked on their craft. And today, they plan to do the same. The good thing was the podcast speaker was one of those guys. Now, yesterdays can get a bad name sometimes, but in this account, yesterday was an important marker of seriousness. In your money journey, what did you do yesterday? What did you spend on? Was it budgeted? Right now we're near to the end of the month of January. Did you save what you planned to save this week or this month? What are some of the things that you said no to yesterday? Would you say yes to yesterday? How serious are you? Yesterday is important, especially when we are going towards a goal. We need to string together some wins. To borrow a phrase from the movie What About Bob? Are you baby stepping? Are you doing the work? Even to say baby steps can sound small and insignificant. We normally want big steps. We want financial freedom now, not 5-10 years in the future. But as Bob says in the movie, one little step at a time and I can do anything. Theoretically, right, we know that taking little steps in the right direction will get us there, but the issue is it's too slow for us. We want fast. The speed of our steps is not my concern today, however. The Bible tells us that if we gather little by little, it will grow. And I think we know that. But what I'm talking about today is the need to string together multiple steps to get to our desired goal, not necessarily the speed of those steps, right? That's another concern for another day. We near the end of January, and I ask this question now as a kind of mic check, a gut check. You said you would spend wisely this year. You would save. You would stick to the budget. You would eat out less. How's it going? What did you do yesterday would tell the story. Now, I'm not saying that if you messed up yesterday, you can't win today. No, win today. Do what you said you would do. By God's grace, you get to tomorrow because it's not promised to any one of us, right? In fact, the next hour is not promised. But if we get there, you want to be able to look back and thank God that you won yesterday. And then go after stringing together a sequence of days, a sequence of steps towards your goal. So when I ask, what did you do yesterday? It's a question about how serious you are. Are you willing to string together the days, the steps towards your goal to get to your desired outcome? Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope you join me for my next episode along with your friends and family. Tell others how to find the podcast so they can get the help they need as well. They can find me on YouTube. I'm on Apple Podcast or TuneIn. Just tell them to look for Godliness with Contentment. This is Keno Hanna signing off. Check you later.